The finding on the assassination that took place against a forest offender in Atlanta, fighting against Cop City. We've already covered that story multiple times, that the cops went in and shot this person 50 some times and assassinated a forest offender. Well, here is the latest on what the city found.
So this one's tough. So if I lose it, just bear with me. Okay. So today, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation released a statement saying that essentially the killing of Cop City protester Manuel Tortuguita Tehran was, quote, objectively reasonable, and, quote, no criminal charges will be brought against any officers involved. And if you read this, so there's on this, there's a link, if you can see it on Twitter, that where you can go to read it. It's 31 pages, and you can skim it, and you'll get so angry that you'll punch whoever's sitting next to you. And they literally have created, as organizer Kamau Franklin put it, in his quote about it, they've created a Rambo figure to justify this killing. They show Tortuguita shooting like an actual gun and throwing IEDs at police in a cloth tent.
What do you mean?
Which is impossible.
What do you mean they show?
They show in their report. That's what they're suggesting.
Right.
Tortuguita, they were shot 57 times with their hands covering their face and legs crossed.
Yeah,
and they are trying to suggest that Tortuguita was shooting and throwing IEDs. I'm not fucking kidding you. But so this is there's absolutely no evidence. The autopsy showed, several autopsies actually showed that there was no gunshot residue on Tortuguita's hands.
Right.
There is absolutely bullshit evidence to show that that they had a gun on them. The gun was most likely planted. The shots that these cops were hearing whizzing by their ears in the report were their own fucking guns.
Were each other, and there were different cop forces there, so it very well could have been, one firing at the other, but they were shooting at each other.
Right. Because there were a shit ton of cops when, like, in SWAT gear. They were the ones Rambo'd up, and yet they have created a Rambo character out of Tortuguita in order to justify the cold-blooded murder of them while they sat in their fucking tent.
And Tortuguita, the way they know that they had their hands up is the autopsy shows that bullets went through each hand, where if you're pointing a gun at someone, then it doesn't go through your palms and the backs of your hands. It's horrific. And they've made up all this bullshit. There's also leaked audio that I've played on this live stream before of the cops talking. It's on their body cam. You don't see anything, but you hear them going, you hear one of them going, "Oh yeah, I heard they shot their own." Yeah, did they shoot their own? Meaning they were shooting each other. And it really is just totally insane. Small correction. They fired 57 bullets. Tortuguita was shot something like 14 or 15 times or something.
I just somebody was asking about the link to the actual report, and I just emailed it to you so you can put it in the chat.
Okay. Is there a
what?
Is there a way people can Google it?
It's called the Report Regarding the Georgia State Patrol Shooting at the Future Site of the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center in DeKalb County on January 18th, 2023. So I guess you could Google that word salad.
Google all that. I just put the link in the comments.
For folks who are just listening, I would recommend if you follow folks that are reporting on Stop Cop City on Twitter, you'll find it pretty easily. I'm retweeting this as well, so y'all can find it on my Twitter. But yeah, it's fucking disgusting. And again, it's not that, and I was just talking about this yesterday on By Any Means Necessary. It's not, I've lost my ability to be shocked by the terrorism and grotesqueness of our system.
Yeah.
but I will never lose my ability to be disgusted by it.
Right.
And that, I think that's a very important distinction. Like, when I heard that Tortuguita had been assassinated, I have to admit, I was a little shocked, but not as shocked as I should be. But I still am disgusted,
Yeah.
and I'm disgusted by this. But I'm not shocked. And I think that part of that is we have to understand what we're dealing with, right? We are not dealing with a republic or a democracy or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We are dealing with a fascist state, if not in overt action, in policy, and in the way that the justice system operates. So this is in a country founded on genocide and slavery. I mean, it is important to recognize that this is what we're dealing with. And so then I think that you don't end up being shocked that much anymore. But again, always be disgusted. So yeah, this is fucking disgusting. And if folks are interested, they're organizing Block Cop City, which is a few days of action that are happening in November. You can go to blockcopcity.org and find out more about that there.
Well said, and yeah, I think we have to maintain our ability to be disgusted at minimum. It's tough to always be shocked by this stuff, but disgusted, absolutely.